Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
In here, me and two friends are present to blog this article to present we answer my topic. This topic, where fertility politics. You see, yes, you see.
Yes.
Okay. In this topic, where fertility policies must focus on individual, not number. By Bjorn Anderson, Bangkok, director of the Asia Pacific Regional Office of the United Nations Population Fund UNFPA. Okay. Let's see. Does the world have too many or too few people? The answer is that there is no perfect population number, and policies that focus on fertility rates undermine the reproductive rights and cause of women and girls. This message was reinforced in UNFPA recently published State of World Population Report, where she laid on a diverse perspective. Of course, the globe around population dynamic and the potential impact it can have on society. With more than half of the world's 8 billion people living in Asia and the Pacific, of over 50% are women and girls. The discourse on population dynamic is a major opportunity to change government and society think and talk about demographic trends, including fertility rates. In the past, many countries tried to attain what they considered a perfect population number. Today, countries have come to realize through different experience the setting population target to not profit solution to issue such a strategic economic and the climate crisis. In fact, it frequently results in the infringement of human rights and individual freedom, especially when women face pressure to process or environment barriers preventing them from doing so. In instance where population growth is slowing down, this can lead to the implementation of several measures like imposing restriction on contraception. Similarly, countries dealing with increasing the red implement policy that limited the number of children a couple could have and in darker time. So oppressive and sorry, irreversible involuntary sterilization in 1884. Sorry, in 1994, the Historic International Conference on Population and Development, or ACPD, brought countries together in an agreement that the reproductive right and case of women and girls must be placed at the heart of population and development policy. Almost 30 years on. Well, much progress been made. Dozens of women and girls across Asia and the Pacific still have limited or no access to quality sexual and reproductive health service and information. And those from marginalized community continue to live in poverty, excluded from education and employment. Where women not able to make independent decisions to build a family and career that they share. Gender inequality is a root of the issue. For instance, a woman might have to choose be or causing her career because of the lack of sharing of responsibility, sorry, responsibilities at home or the lack of flexible working arrangement in our workplace. She may also grow up unaware of progress and the powers she hope in saving her own future. Given is of she able to contraceptive because of policy of it is just inequality hamper of the access of women and girl to education, health, and it curtail their autonomy and capacity to make informed choice concerning their own sexuality and reproductive health and amplifies their substable uh, susceptibility to avoidable material immortality, gender-based violence, and harmful social norms. When women are employed, they can serve society and country at large. For example, let's go look at the life of Rossini. Today she is a 35-year-old mother of a newborn baby girl and is a senior manager of a leading communication company. As a young girl, she has access to sexuality education, and as a young adult, she completed a degree and pursued a demanding career, deciding when she will be ready to building a family or not. Whereas in a had enabling harm and environment with parent and when sporting her skills. She also had access to enabling system and service, family-friendly policies, social protection schemes, and employment practice that encourage work-life balance and left the care burden are crucial in providing women and Japan's independent to make an informed decisions about their reproductive choice. Policies that support women workers to they or not have children are quality important. Encouraging access to family planning service including contraception, allowing for pregnancy to be planned. Such policies that rooted in gender equality enable and empower women to exercise their reproductive right and in turn help to building individual family communicate and nation that are based on principle of human rights. Whereas in the story is a perfect example, it's not even the story. As fertility rates increase or decline, women must not be pressured by government to, or society to have children or not have children. Ensuring gender equality means ensuring advancement are made in every stage of woman's life, from childbirth to adolescence to adulthood. Every girl so have a sense to comprehensive sexuality education, so that she can navigate her adolescence year and make informed choice about living changing matter. Every woman should have access to quality sexual and reproductive health care and service, including material health care for birth and well as contraception if she wants to avoid pregnancy, and every woman should be able to make her career and life choice, sorry, so that she can plan for her elder year and age with dignity. It is with this policy approach embedded is human right and that builds on every stage of a woman's life that a resilient society, community, and country can thrive. Whatever their fertility like maybe is only with population and development policy focus on the right of an individual that we can create infinity possible for all. Okay, next participant.
Okay. I can next. Already by one newspaper. The title is "Bird or Rivers on Aeronauts." Um, Aeroplanes can wake in against French praise. Sorry, Mr. Ikhsan. Maybe I can share the screen.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, wait.
Okay, I see.
Okay. Maybe can start. Okay, start. Frankfurt, Germany. The European Central Bank (ECB) launched a survey on Monday asking citizens to weigh in on the redesign of European notes, with rivers, bird, and European culture among the short-listed them. We want European to identify with the design of European notes, which is why they will play an active role in selecting the new theme. ACB President Christine Lagarde said in a statement. The online survey running on until August 31 has responded to share their opinion on 7 possible themes for the new notes. This includes bird, free, resilient, inspiring, and refers the water of life in Europe, as well as more abstract ideas such as the future is yours, European culture, and Europe ourselves. The ACB, which has also does a research company with asking a representative sample of euro area citizens the same question, will announce that the chosen them next year. A design competition will follow, and Europeans will then again be asked to choose their favorite option for the Euro bills, which come in 6 denominations. The ACB will announce the final decision of the future design and on when the new notes will be produced and issued. In 2026, the press sector institution announced in late 2021 that it wanted a fresh look for the 20 years old from notes. The original design for the block single currently was fraught with political tension and ended up contradicting of simple illustration of architecture, three-ring national rifle phrase. ACB officials had expressed the hope that by involving the public in the phase life, younger Europeans will feel more connected to the single. Currently, regularly updating their notes is also necessary to stay a step ahead of counterfeiters in a world where the production technology are rapidly evolving. The statement added. Okay, maybe this is from me.
Okay,
You can.
me. Sudah terlihat kah?
Sudah.
udah.
Okay. Good evening. Today I want to talking about Chinese Airlines set sights on Spain at more flights. By Reuters, Madrid or Amsterdam. Chinese Airlines have upped the number of weekly flights to Spain by more than 5 times since the end of China's zero COVID policy in December, filling most of the gap left by European rivals due to a ban on flying over Russia. We've managed to restore 60% of the direct connection with China we had before the pandemic, and we hope to increase this feature by year-end and close the gap next year. Miguel Sanz, General Director of Spain's Tourism Board, Turespana, told Reuters. Air China, China Eastern Airlines, Cathay Pacific, and Hainan Airlines have in the past 4 months launched a total of 16 weekly flights to Madrid and Barcelona from Beijing, Shanghai, Hong Kong, and Chongqing, according to Turespana. In late 2022, Chinese Airlines operated only 3 flights. Shenzhen Airlines is preparing to launch 3 flights to Barcelona, and another airline, Sans would not identify, is considering connecting a China city with southern Spain. Airlines, including European ones, used to operate 30 weekly flights during the high season between China and Spain before the pandemic. Spain received 700,000 Chinese visitors in 2019. This year's number are not yet available. Unable to fly through Russian airspace because of the war in Ukraine, EAG's Spanish unit Iberia has not resumed its Shanghai connection as alternative routes are too costly. Spain is one of the world's most visited countries with mass tourism destination on its Mediterranean coast. The capital city, Madrid, underwent a facelift during the pandemic as part of a plan to attract five-star hotels and high-spending tourists. Seeing an opportunity to diversify connection, Turespana moved quickly to attract Chinese carriers back to Spain as soon as Beijing dropped its top travel restriction. San said he was the first Western tourism official to visit China earlier this year to promote the plan with authorities, tour operators, and airlines. Sanz, who also chairs the European Travel Commission, pointed to similar levels of pent-up demand for travel in China as in Europe or America. Spain is strengthening consular services in China to make visa approval swifter, he added. Triple cap. In a spirit development, the Dutch government is allowed to reduce the number of flights at Schiphol Airport, the Amsterdam Court of Appeal wrote on Friday. Airlines, including Air France KLM, had won a case in a lower court against a government plan to cut annual flights there to 460,000 from 500,000. In a statement, KLM said it was disappointed by the ruling and was studying it. The government had announced the cap in February, calling it a temporary solution to cut noise pollution and to tackle other environmental issues. Royal Schiphol Group, the operator of airports in the Netherlands, is majority owned by the Dutch state. Okay, that's from me. Next.
Okay. For me, I to present to end presentation and see my my fertility policies must focus on individual, not number. By Bjorn Anderson, Bangkok, Director of Asia Pacific Regional Office of the United Nations Population Fund UNFPA. Okay. Does the world have too many or too few people? The answer is there is that there is no perfect population number, and the policies that focus on fertility rate undermine the reproductive right and case of women and girls. This message that's reinforced in UNFPA recent published State of World Population Report, which shed light of the reverse perspective course of globe around population dynamic and the potential impact it can have on society. With more than half of the world's 9 billion people living in Asia and the Pacific, of warm over 50% are women, and the discourse on population dynamic is major opportunity to change how government and societies think and talk about demographic trends, including fertility rates. In the past, many countries strive to attain one considered a perfect population number. Today, countries have come to realize solution to issues such of human rights and individual freedom, especially we often face pressure to process or requirement by preventing them from doing so. In instances where population growth is slowing down, this can lead to the implementation of several measures like imposing restrictions to contraception. Similarly, country grappling with increasing birth rate implement policies that limited the number of children a couple could have and either time so oppressive, oppressive and irreversible prediction of such infantry sterilization. In 1994, the History International Conference on Population and Development ACPD brought country together in agreement that the reproductive rate and case of women and girls must be placed at the head of population uh, development policies. Uh, Three. Almost 30 years on, while much progress has been made, the son of women and girls, of women and Asia and the Pacific still have limited or no accessory to quality sexual and reproductive health service and information, and those from marginalized communication continue to live in poverty, excluded from education and employment, where women not able to make independent decisions to build the life, family, and career that they deserve. Gender inequality is the root of the issue. For instance, a woman may have to choose between having a baby causing her career because of the lack of sharing of responsibility as home or the lack of flexible working arrangement in her workplace. She may also grow up unaware of her reproductive up unaware of the sorry grace and the poverty hold in shaping her own future, even if she were our She may not be able to access contraception because of policies hindering family planning or simply due to lack of quality service with injustice and inequality hampers the access of women and girls to education, care, employment, and fertility. And leadership role is curtailed their autonomy and capacity to make informed choice concerning their own sexuality and reproductive health and activities their susceptibility to avoidable material immortality, gender-based violence, and harmful social norms. When women are empowered, they can share society and country at large. For example, look at the life of Racine. Ulysses is a 35 years old mother of newborn baby girl, and is a senior manager of leading telecommunication company. As a young girl, she had access to sexuality education, and as a young adult, she combat danger and pleasure demanding career. Deciding will be ready to building a family of her own. While Rossini had a enabling home environment with her parent and her his husband starting his decision. She also had access to enabling session and service, family-friendly policies, social protection schemes, and employment practices that encourage work-life balance and left the care burden and crucial in providing women the independence to make an informed decisions about their reproductive case, while is the support women who cause to delay or not have children are quality important, increasing sense to family planning service, including contraception, allowing for pregnancies to be planned. Such policies that are rooted in gender equality enable and empower women to sorry, exercise their reproductive right and is turn help to build individual family communication and nation. They are based on the principle of human rights. Well, Racini's story is the perfect example. It's not the everyday story. Its fertility rate increases or slain woman must not be pressured by government or society or have children or not have children. Ensuring gender equality means ensuring investment are met in every stage of a woman's life, from childbirth to adolescence to adulthood. Every girl shall have access to comprehensive sexuality education so that she can navigate her adolescent year and make informed choice about life change matter. Every woman shall have access to quality sexual and reproductive health care and service, including maternal health care for the server, and well as contraception. You still want to fight pregnancy, and every woman should be able to make her career and life choice so that she can plan for the her older years and age with dignity. It is with the holistic approach embedded and human right that focus on every stage of a woman's life that a resilient society, community, and country can thrive whatever their fertility rate may be. It is only when population and development policies focus on the right of an individual that we can create infinity possible for all. Next participant.
Okay, me or Salva?
Is Salva? Miss Salva, you hear me? It's your time
Okay,
present.
okay. Wait. Uh, apakah sudah terlihat?
Dah.
Apakah sudah terlihat?
Dah.
I can read one newspaper. The title is Birth or Reverse on Aeronauts. Aeroplane can be it. Against French praise, Frankfurt, Germany, the European Central Bank (ECB) launched a survey on Monday asking citizens to weigh in on the redesign of European notes, with reverse birth and European culture among the shortlisted topics. Viewing Europeans to identity with the design of European notes, which is why they will play an active role in selecting the new ACB president Christine Lagarde said in a statement. The online survey, running until August 31, has responded to share their opinion on 7 possible themes for the new notes. This includes birth free, resilient, inspiring, and refers the water of life in Europa, as well as more abstract ideas such as the future in our is yours, European culture, and our Europa ourselves. The ACB, which has also tested a research company which asking a representative sample of Euro area citizens, the same question will announce the chosen term next year. Okay, the design competition will follow, and Europeans will then again be asked to choose their favorite option for the Eurogirls, which come in 6 denominations. The ACB will announce the final decision on future design and on when the new notes will be produced and issued in 2006. The first institution announced in the late 2021 that it wanted a fresh look for the 20 years old not the original design for the block single. Shortly, but fraught with political tension and ended up consisting of symbolic illustration of architecture to avoid stirring national rivalries. ECB officials have expressed the hope that by involving the public in this life, younger Europeans will feel more to the single currently regularly updating banknotes is also necessary to stay a step ahead of counterfeiters in a world where reproduction technology are rapidly evolving. The statement added. Okay, maybe the next.
Okay. Oke. Sudah terlihat, Bang?
Sudah.
No? Okay. Chinese Airlines set sights on Spain at more flights by Reuters. Madrid or Amsterdam. Chinese Airlines have upped the number of weekly flights to Spain by more than 5 times since the end of China's zero COVID policy in December, filling most of the gap left by European rivals due to a ban on flying over Russia. We've managed to restore 60% of the direct connection with China we had before the pandemic, and we hope to increase this figure by year end and close the gap next year. Miguel Sanz, General Director of Spain's Tourism Board, Torres Pana, told Reuters. Air China, China Eastern Airlines, Cathay Pacific, and Hainan Airlines have in the past 4 months launched a total of 16 weekly flights to Madrid and Barcelona from Beijing, Shanghai, Hong Kong, and Chongqing, according to Torres Pana. In late 2022, China's airlines operated only 3 flights. Shenzhen Airlines is preparing to launch 3 flights to Barcelona, and another airline, Sans would not identify, is considering connecting a China city with southern Spain. Airlines, including European ones, used to operate 30 weekly flights during the high season between China and Spain before the pandemic. Spain received 700,000 Chinese visitors in 2019. This year's number are not yet available. Unable to fly through Russian airspace because of the war in Ukraine, EAG Spanish unit Iberia has not resumed its Shanghai connection as alternative routes are too costly. Spain is one of the world's most visited countries with mass tourism destination on its Mediterranean coast. The capital city, Madrid, underwent a facelift during the pandemic as part of a plan to attract five-star hotel and high-spending tourists. Seeing an opportunity to diversify connection, Torrespana moved quickly to attract Chinese carriers back to Spain as soon as Beijing dropped its travel restriction. Sun said he was the first Western tourist official to visit China earlier this year to promote that plan with authorities, tour operators, and airlines. Sanz, who also chairs the European Travel Commission, pointed to similar levels of pent-up demand for travel in China as in Europe or America. Spain is strengthening consular services in China to make visa approval swifter, he added. Steeple cap. In a spirit development, the Dutch government is allowed to reduce the number of flights at Schiphol Airport. The Amsterdam Court of Appeal ruled on Friday. Airlines, including Air France KLM, had won a case in a lower court against a government plan to cut annual flights there to 460,000 from 500,000. In a statement, KLM said it was disappointed by the ruling and was studying it. The government had announced the cap in February, calling it a temporary solution to cut noise pollution and to tackle other environmental issues. Royal Schiphol Group, the operator of airports in the Netherlands, is majority owned by the Dutch state. Okay, that's from me. So, what?
Okay, thank you guys for your presence. And maybe I
Thank
ended
you.
the
Thank
meeting.
you.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam
wabarakatuh.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.